and welcome to my channel. My name is Alice and today I'm going to take you inside my most recently completed sketchbook, so let's go ahead and get on into it. So I have my sketchbook inside this leather cover from Amazon. It's reusable, so I can take the sketchbook out and put my next sketchbook in it if I want to. And the sketchbooks that I'm using is the Stillman and Burn Delta series sketchbook. Really, really nice. I like it a lot, but it is a soft cover sketchbook, which is why I had it in that little case. And it's got very, very thick pages. So I feel like there's less pages in this sketchbook than some of my other sketchbooks, but the pages are super, super thick and hold up to a lot of water and paint, so you can really use both sides of every single page in here as well. I have the front of it covered in all of these stickers because I love collecting stickers on my sketchbooks, and I also have some more stickers right here on the inside of the sketchbook, as well as my email in case I lose it. And then I always have my little intro page, which is going to have when I start the sketchbook and when I finished. This took me from April 2022 to September 2022, and for this one I did a little flower collage with some flowers off a box of wild seeds that I had, and some stickers and some other fun things. The first painting that I have in here is this one. I think this looks like bluebells, and there wasn't a specific reference, but bluebells was kind of what I was thinking, keeping in mind. And this is a gouache sketch, and I really like how it came out. I think it came out really pretty and ethereal and magical. On the next page, I have some greens and some reds, and I like how this overall spread came out. On the left is a semi-unfinished mermaid, and then on the right, I have this girl with this long red hair, and then these flowers and greens and some journal entries that are all smudged and blurred together, and it says headed toward a brand new start because it's a new sketchbook. This is a nice little pinky page. We've got a pink sketch here with this girl with all of these lilacs in her hair. And then over here, just some random sketches in pink of some flowers, petals, some shapes that I was playing around with, and just a sketch of a face. This is a little thing that I did when I was bored. I basically just did scribbles and then played around with coloring in those scribbles, creating circles and shapes out of them, and then adding water to it. It's really good, I think, to do these free-flowing exercises when you're not sure what to paint or draw. It's really helpful to just express yourself and get out of that rut. Over here, I have another mermaid. This is Mermaid 11, and this is a flower merm. So she's got these flowers around her on the ring that's around her, and there's gouache and watercolor pencil. It was what I used to create that. I love this spread. This spread has a couple Polaroids in it, me and my boyfriend at the botanical gardens, and a plant in our window well that we turned into a cat house for our cats, like a cattery. And then I have some sketches from the botanical gardens in here that I did with watercolor and gouache, watercolor pencil, watercolor and gouache, and then also a little leaf that I found that I just stuck in there. And this page is also one of my favorite pages in the sketchbook. This was also done at the Botanic Gardens. And what I did was I stood under a tree and I traced the shadows of the tree. And then later on, when I got home, I went back in and used watercolor to establish those shapes. And I think it looks so cool, this memory of a cast shadow from a tree that was on my page. This is the final, I believe, set of drawings from the Botanic Gardens. This was just from my head when I was just sitting down doodling, and this is not a great rendition of the gazebo. Then we are back to Mermaid. I have Mermaid 12 over here, which is my yearly swamp merm. Whenever I do Mermaid, I always draw a swamp merm. Even if it's the only thing I draw in Mermaid that year, I draw a swamp merm. I have a real soft spot for them. And then I have an amethyst merm over here for Mermaid 13. Over here, this is a bougie merm. She's got all of this jewelry, and she's oh, I'm so shocked. I think she's so fun and cute, and I love all the metallic detail. And then over here is Mermaid, another mermaid where she's looking up at this bubble, and she's kind of cross-eyed, and I am really happy with how the face came out on this one, especially the ears and the nose. Right here was a sketch that I did, but I didn't love it. I did it in watercolor pencil, and then I took water and a large brush and kind of smeared it out, and I was originally going to go back over it with some more detail, but I actually really liked the loose, kind of blurry, fading away effect that it created, so I ended up leaving it as it was. And then here is another mermaid. I think this might be one of my last mermaids, and she is a little strawberry merm holding a little strawberry. I know that the foreshortening on her hand is not perfect, but that's okay because I'm not a perfect artist. Over here, I have some collage pages. For this page, I took some inspiration from an artist that I really enjoy on Instagram. Her name is Dina Brodsky, and I journaled and painted over it with little things from that day. And I also added in some real leaves and also some scrapbook stickers as well. And then over here is a little collage that I did. Me and my boyfriend celebrated our 4-year anniversary this year. And so I took the petals from the rose bouquet that he gave me. I stuck them on here and I created a whole little collage, a little dippy, I'm in love collage. And I have our initials on it. You know how it is. Over here is a picture that I drew when I was really going through some stuff and I wasn't feeling great about myself. And I drew the picture, and then what I did was I drew it with watercolor pencil, and then I set it out in the rain and let the rain drip on it, and that's how I activated the water. And I think it came out so cool, and I think it was a really organic way to do it. But I did have to wait quite some time for there to be enough rain because it kept seeming like it was going to start raining, and then it never did. So I had to wait a few days, but that's okay. This was a similar idea to this, but with a little bit more definition. I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like. And then this is just a testing page with some little swatches of some new paints that I got and just playing around with little blending things and little doodles. Over here is a kind of drippy abstract piece that I made when I got these acrylic markers in a scrawler box, and because I live at altitude, when you press down markers, they just explode everywhere. So I pressed it down, it would explode, and then I would tilt the page to pour these little drips. I did that with all of them, and then I went ahead and filled in the little holes between the drips and created little shapes. So in a similar vibe to this one that I talked about previously right here. And so I did that, I cut it out, stuck it in here, and stuck on some stickers, and I think it came out really cute and fun. And then over here, I just have a page that I painted with some random colors. I drew a tree on it and stuck a little Polaroid on there. Back to some mermaids. This isn't Mermaid, but I just really like drawing mermaids, I guess. And so I did this technique where I layered to create a water texture, and then I actually painted on top, so you can see the water texture is kind of coming through and bubbling through her skin, and especially at the bottom. And I think it's a really cool effect that I wanted to play with. And then over here, just kind of continuing to try to practice faces. If you've been watching me for a while, my sketchbooks are always filled with random faces because I'm always trying to work on them. And some I like and some I don't like. This is one I'm pretty happy with. But then this is one that I'm not very happy with, and I feel like there's a difference in quality. But I do like the colors in this. This was a gouache and colored pencil piece because I was interested in trying to combine them. And I do like the colors. I like the overall aesthetic, but I'm not very happy with her actual facial structure. Same with this one. I'm not super happy with the actual facial structure, but I do like the colors and the kind of faded look, the little splash that ended up on her face. I like that. This is a little color chart for some new markers that I got, and also a new little paint set that I set up. And this is my friend Zion from Twitter, and I drew her as a mermaid. She's a beautiful mermaid. She's a beautiful person. This is a little hand, and it's holding the earth, and the earth is melting, and it feels like it should be a commentary on something like climate change, but it's not. It just ended up that way. And then this is a girl just kind of sleeping, and then I dripped paint down the actual page just to create a little bit more interest. Over here, I have some collage and journaling pages from my trip to England. I have some leaves that I took and stuck, as well as a little sketch and my ticket, some journaling entries, a coaster. Over here, I have some sketches that I did one night when I was bored of some of my Twitter followers, and then just a random girl. We've got half a sixpence ticket from when I went and saw Half a Sixpence at the Kilworth House Theater, I think is what it's called. And then Foxton Locks. I have some postcards. Over here, I have a crystal page. I kind of did this to get rid of some paint on this page to dry off my paint because I didn't have a paper towel, and then I ended up putting crystals on top of it. And then this is just a cloudscape inspired by being on the plane when I was flying back from England. So that's kind of what this is. Then over here we have 2 more pages of playing with faces. I'm okay with them. I like this one more than this one. This one was done with tritones and watercolor pencil. She's just kind of looking off and has her mouth like partially open. And then over here I have this girl looking down, and I put some silver on her eyelids and gave her some silver freckles, and she's got kind of this halo around her head, or like the moon or something like that. But I do quite like how this one came out. More practicing faces, trying to practice the profiles. I actually quite like this one. I think it came out pretty cute. And then over here, I have this kind of like mystic woman who's coming out of the shadows, probably like tell your fortune or something like that. Over here, a little sketch, low-key like Little Mermaid vibes, I feel. I don't know if it was supposed to be, but that's just kind of the vibes that I get from it. And then this page was created by taking real leaves from outside and dunking them into paint and then pressing them on. And I think it came out really, really cool. I love this page. I'm ready for the fall vibes, so I was really stoked about that. And then this page, I drew this girl laying down, and I drew these arcs coming out of her head and filled it all in with this rainbow pencil. And I feel like it's kind of, you know, about dreams and creativity and like the world of color. And I love how this came out. I think it came out really cool, especially with the rainbow pencil. I think adds such a nice touch to it. And then this is the last page. This is actually a little hard to see on camera because I drew using a rainbow pencil on this like yellow, and it's a little hard to see, but it says goodbye summer, and she's just kind of like a summer queen with a little like sun necklace and the sun behind her, because I finished the sketchbook on the last day of summer. So that is my sketchbook that I most recently completed. I hope that you liked this tour and peeking inside it. I will link my other sketchbook tours in the description box below, so if you want to check those out, feel free to. I have a whole playlist on them. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye, guys!